Good morning. I was just gonna let everybody in on a little recipe that I'm doing, and these are for my horses. They're horse treats. So I just thought about filming after I've already cut up. These are apples that's in here. I've got some apples, and this right here is alfalfa that I soaked. I started it yesterday afternoon, so probably about 36 hours. I guess I've soaked it. I'm sorry, about 26 hours. Yesterday early and then through the night and today. So anyway, apples so far and alfalfa that I have in here. And this is the remnants of the alfalfa that was been soaking. And this right here is probiotics. I buy these water kefirs off of Amazon. I don't know if you can see the bubbles. See the bubbles? So yeah, so I make my own probiotics. Way cheaper, $10 for some water kefirs, and then you put them in a jar with filtered water and about a quarter cup of organic sugar, and let it sit for at least 24 hours before you drink it. And you can add some blueberries or whatever, and yeah, you've got a nice little healthy drink there. So what I'm going to add now is I have some oats that I ground up for flour. I have some carrots that I'll be adding. And I have some homemade applesauce that I made back in 2019. And this is just chunky applesauce. It is not sweetened that much, so it's perfect for the horses. But I will add a little molasses in there. I have it tipped upside down so I can finish out the bottle. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to be chopping up these carrots. I won't bore you guys with all of it, but I just kind of chop them up real fine, like I did the, not too fine, but little chunks so they know that they're getting a treat. Like so. And then add them in there. Okay, after I get these chopped up, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So here's the rest of the carrots. Dump it in my bowl. So now I have apples, carrots, and alfalfa. Remember, it's soaked alfalfa pellets. And been soaking for about 26 hours. The alfalfa has. This is my homemade chunky applesauce. That was a good sound. Smells like chunky applesauce. And let's see. Okay, so I got myself a little spoon. How much do I put in? I don't really know. I'm going to put in whatever I think is good for now. Set this over here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far. what is in here is, a bunch of herbs. I have red clover and lavender, and I don't remember what, but that's my shampoo. I was making a tea. Oh, and I do have green tea in there. So I'm gonna drain some of this molasses in there. There's not that much in this bottle. So and I will be saving the bottle because that's a pretty unique bottle. And I'll put some type of tincture maybe in there, or, well, something along the lines. And right here is some hand soap that I made. I'm going to have to melt it, and then I'll let it run out of the jar, and then I'm going to add some different things in there. I might film that. That'd be a good one to film. Show you guys what I'm doing. So now I will be adding the oat flour. And you need just enough for it to stick together. So how much is that? Well, I don't know. And then after you put all your ingredients in here and mix it around, it's got to be able to stick together. So I might need to add some water and some oat, more flour. But I went with oat flour because they like oats. Makes sense. So I'm going to stir this around a little closer here. And so that's what it's looking like. I'm going to add some more flour. And then I'll get back with you. Well, it's coming along real nicely. Just keep working it until I can get it to stick together, and then that way I'll bake it for a while, and I'm going to bake it at 350 probably for about 15-20 minutes is what I'm thinking. Do I know for sure? No, I don't know for sure, because each batch that I make, the ingredients is always different, by a little bit. Maybe not a whole lot, but like this time I added in, my homemade applesauce. And yeah, so, and the alfalfa, because I didn't do that the last time. I added other stuff. So, will it stick together? Nope, it will not. So, gives me the opportunity to add a little more applesauce. There we go. Mix that all around. Now I could, just dump this on my cookie sheet here, which is lined with tin foil, and then cut it. You could cut your treats like in little bricks. You don't have to make little balls. You could put them in, cupcake tins, or holders, and make them like little cupcakes, or molds, silicone molds. You can do it however you want to do it. Use your imagination. We all have one. This is just, you know, an example, a starting place to start making your own treats for your animals, you know. So alfalfa is great for inflammation. And I put it in my homemade dog food also. While I'm cooking it, I'll add my dehydrated hamburger meat or, you know, venison, whatever I have that's in my pantry is what the dogs will get in their food. And then I chop up carrots and different things too and make my homemade dog food. But I do put alfalfa in there because it's a great anti-inflammatory. So I think I'm going to have to add a little more of this oat flour so it'll get sticky. And yes, I make a mess and oh my gosh, it is on my counter. But you know what? I have a rag and I will clean my kitchen when I'm all done. So no need to stress about, oh my gosh, I've got some on my counter. Because I've had people do that to me before and it's like, wow. Well, I am not a spotless cook. And I don't even pretend to be. All right, so here we go. We're getting it to a lot better consistency. Yeah, I'm working that. Pretty good. I'll be back in just a sec. I think we got her. I think it looks pretty good, the consistency. And see if we can't form a little ball. Let's see. See if it'll stick together. There we go. There's our first little treat. Here's another one. And just think, those treats in those bags that you buy at the store are so expensive. And they have a bunch of stuff in there that, you know, don't need or whatever, but there's nothing like making your own. So it's a satisfaction, I think, also, knowing that these treats that I'm going to be giving to my dog and to my horses I made. And my horse Ray, that Mustang that I brought home from the rescue, he has arthritis. Well, you know what? Who doesn't, right? So, and alfalfa would be good for if you have inflammation or something, you know, along those lines, arthritis or something like that. Make a tea. Make a tea with alfalfa tea, and that will help. Add in whatever you like to make it taste better. Or maybe you just like the taste of alfalfa. I don't know. Just throwing out some things out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not any of that. This is just what I do. And hey, if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. It works for me. God bless. Maybe it'll work for you. See you next round.